right. I know it's, afternoon, but I'm fired up. Big thanks to Inman and Molly for inviting me to be here. Some of you I know well, some of you are new faces. If I've never met you before, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to be here talking about content marketing. For those of you who don't know me, I run a social media marketing firm. I help a lot of companies get smarter about how to use social media. I do a lot of speaking and training. And so it's exciting today to talk about content marketing because it's one thing to be on Facebook or to be Snapchatting or tweeting, but in 2017, it's more important than ever to have a content strategy because content tells the story of what it feels like to work with you. Whether you're an agent, a broker, a marketing director, you work for an association, you're a vendor, whatever your role is in the industry. So we're going to really get through the nuts and bolts pretty quickly of content marketing, the who, what, where, why, and how. Sound good? Yes. All right, awesome. Let's get into it. So number one, tell the story. What's your story? The story of a home is not 4-bedroom, 2-bath, open Sunday 1 to 4, come on by. That's the facts, right? What's the story? What does it feel like when you walk through the front door? What does it feel like when you walk through the front door of your brokerage? That's the story you want to tell. And I can't do a presentation these days and not talk about my two boys, Owen and Luke. Owen is 9, Luke is 6. No relation to the Wilson brothers. We just like the names Owen and Luke. And Owen and Luke, we try to get them off the iPad as much as possible. They love iPads. That's a whole other conversation, a whole other talk. But I look at how they read books and how they read stories, and I look at the stories that they really glom onto and say, Mommy, can we read this again? And it has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end, and there's that emotional connection to it. Right? And the best storytellers, I look at Alex Wang, who just got up here and spoke. You guys got to check out Alex's YouTube channel. Some of the videos and storytelling Alex does on YouTube are phenomenal. And so that's really what it's all about. And so it's leaning into who you are and who you're not. And I think sometimes in real estate, we want to be tactful. We don't want to say the wrong thing. We want to be really professional. And so then we become really vanilla and really boring. And when I look at the agents and brokers that are doing an amazing job with social media and content marketing, the ones that are getting half their business from Facebook, a big part of that is because they are leaning into who they are and who they're not. And they're working with people who they want to, and they're not working with the people they don't want to. And it sounds so basic, but it makes a huge, huge difference. So be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. I wish I could say I quoted that quote. Someone else quoted that. That's one of my favorite quotes, though. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. And if you're looking for a great example of agents and a team who does this extraordinarily well, it's Team Diva Real Estate. Kim and Shavi. Some of you might know Kim and Shavi. They're dear friends of mine. They work for Coldwell Banker up in Seattle. And they lean into who they are, and they offend some people. But guess what? They also have an amazing business, and they attract some amazing people because they have an opinion, and they're not afraid to put it out there. And so leaning into who you are and who you're not, fantastic example. They have a great website, great blog. They put out some great video content. They work their tail off. They're great ladies to follow. There's also some diva dudes on their team, too, so just so you guys know. Stop being vanilla. If you're tweeting or Facebooking or snapping, tweet, snap, or post that. Stop being vanilla. Not that there's anything wrong with vanilla ice cream. We all like that every once in a while. But putting your flavor into it, right? You go into Google and search the top 10 ways to get your home ready for the market, and there's probably a million hits. But nobody's going to say it how you're going to say it. Nobody's going to give the experience that you're going to give. And so in 2017, we've heard this before, but really thinking about becoming a digital media company and creating content that tells that story. So 10x your content creation. I said this actually a couple days ago in the Tech Connect Summit, but I challenge you to 10x your content creation. So maybe you've already started doing some Facebook Lives or video content or blogging. I would encourage you to ramp it up. Instead of blogging once a month, do it once a week. Instead of doing a Facebook Live once a month, do it once a week. Video, whatever your content creation of choice is, ramp that up. Because there is so much noise that's out there. I was just on Facebook earlier today, and literally every day I go on Facebook, and I literally feel like I'm standing, on the side of the freeway and just watching cars whiz by. So you have to stand out from the noise, right? And content creation is a big, big part of that. I'm a big believer in repurposing and repackaging your content. I don't believe in spray and pray, but I do believe that there's value in creating pillar content. Your pillar content are things that took time, money, and resources. Maybe you hired a copy editor or a video editor or someone to assist create a white paper or an ebook. And that one piece of content can get sliced and diced into 7 or 8 Instagram posts. It could get turned into a Snapchat story today and a Snapchat story next week. It could get turned into 3 different Facebook posts, one today, one in 3 months, one in 6 months. It could get turned into 12 different tweets over the next 3 days. And so it's not about blasting it everywhere, but repackaging and repurposing. And when you look at the agents and brokers that are really a master of content marketing, this is one of the things they do really well. Because at the end of the day, they're not in the business of blogging, they're in real estate. So they're not spending all day blogging and creating content and video, but they've gotten a system together to make it happen. In my last session, I talked about the value of batching your content. You know, for me, and I know if some of the ladies can relate, if I'm going to do my hair and makeup and do one video, I might as well sit down and do 5 or 6, right? So batch create your content. Sit down and create 4, 5, or 6 at the same time. And guess what? When you do it, the first time you do that, it'll take all day. I can now create 6 videos in an hour, and I'm done. And now I have six weeks worth of content, right? So batch create your content makes a big difference. I want to kind of give you a sneak peek behind the scenes. I've never shown this slide. You guys are the first ones who ever seen it. This is a sneak peek into how we do it. We use a tool called Asana. Asana is a project management tool. So we create a video each and every week. It's our vlog series. We started at the beginning of the year in January. We're on week 35 now. And to create a vlog, well, there's like 15 or 20 steps involved in that one thing. And we break it down. And so certain things get assigned to my VA, certain things get assigned to my video editor, certain things get assigned to my marketing coordinator. But there's a piece of every little thing to make it happen. And so breaking it down, the creation, the editing, the pre-promotion, right? It's not enough just to put something out there, but to pre-market it and then post-market it. Everything we create has about a 4-week at least promotion cycle, leading up to it and leading after it. So we use tools like Asana. Trello is also a great project management system. And that's how you really get smarter about content marketing. There's the idea of having an editorial calendar. Some of you heard me talk about that earlier. That's a big part of it, but then breaking it down. And if you don't have anyone to help you, there's a lot of value in hiring a freelance VA for a few hours a week. That's how I started, right? Getting a little bit of help, a freelance video editor for a few hours a week, just to help with some of the heavy lifting when it comes to content marketing. Tools to use, I talked about Asana, Trello, fantastic tools. Slack is also a great tool. Slack has helped me tremendously to get my head out of email. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of overwhelmed and inundated with email. As soon as I get to inbox 0, it's like a party, and then 5 seconds later, ding, 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 right? And it's always the race to the bottom. So Slack has helped tremendously to communicate with my team outside of email. I no longer go, oh, I never saw your email from my assistant because it's in Slack. So you guys have probably heard a lot about Slack this week. Slack has been a huge, huge tool for us. I want to share this great white screen. No, I want to share with you how we think about it. So I want to share a real-life example how we think about repurposing content. Each and every week, every Wednesday, we publish a vlog. That's me. A video up there. It's on our blog. We take the video. We have a version for Facebook. We've got a version for YouTube. We embed the YouTube version into our blog. And then we write a little bit of a blog post because we know some people like to read and not just watch. So then at the end of that blog post, we have the opportunity to have people download a transcription. So at the bottom of each and every blog post, we have a lead magnet that says, if you'd like to read this complete transcription, click here and download the transcription. This lead magnet, we do this through Lead Pages. Leadpages.net is what we use. It is a paid tool, but we found it's worth its weight in gold. And so that lead magnet turns into a great opportunity for us. And each and every week, we cultivate anywhere between 20, 30, 40, sometimes up to 100 leads from each one of our blog posts. So how do you turn a blog post into a lead magnet? It's doing something like this, where you're giving content, right? You're not holding back. You're not coming from a place of scarcity, but you're coming from a place of abundance. But you're also saying, hey, if you want one more thing, I can do this for you. So that's one of the ways we do that. We take that, and you can see this little pop-up pops up on our site, and they can download that transcription. Another way that we repurpose content is we take that video, we upload it into Facebook. Most people on Facebook are not listening to video. 80% of people are actually just watching it. So having captions, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, make a big, big difference. Closed captioning. We put it up on YouTube. We've got some great little thumbnails there, making sure we've got keywords, and we've got some good descriptions and link backs to our site on there. It becomes an Instagram post. It becomes a Snapchat story. It becomes another Instagram story. It becomes another Instagram post. And if you're just watching this, you might go, my gosh, that's a lot. But let me tell you, there is so much noise out there that to be able to repurpose something over the course of the first few days and first few weeks makes a huge, huge difference in terms of the business that we get, the traffic we get. And at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, right? Why have we had success with this? Because we've stuck with it. Most people give up too fast. I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm doing video. God, I have a YouTube channel. Like 3 people watch my videos, and one of them is my mom, right? We're getting no traction. And I always ask, well, what else are you doing with that, right? It's like that next step. And how long have you been doing it for? So I only have 20 minutes, but that could be a whole nother conference. I talked about video, having the importance of having video for the sound off, right? Some of you might be on Facebook right now watching videos as you're watching me. Hopefully you're not, but if you are, that's okay. Rev.com is a fantastic resource to add closed captioning over your videos. We use this for all of our videos, and the way it works is they charge $2 a minute. So you have a 2-minute video, you upload it to rev.com, and you pay $2, and they send back to you a subtitle file or a closed captioning file. They send that back to you within an hour or two. It's human transcription, which is fantastic. Knock on wood, I have never found an error on any of their transcriptions. As I'm saying this, I'll probably find one the next time I use it. But rev.com is fantastic. So then what we do is we go to Facebook, we upload our Facebook video, we also upload our captions file. There is an opportunity with Facebook for Facebook to create captions. Some of you may have seen this. And it works okay. It works fairly well. Make sure you always read all of your captions to make sure that's those correct words. And that's free, but I like Rev.com. I find it's a little bit more reliable. That's made a huge difference on our video content, especially for Facebook. One way to grow your audience, so let's say you are just in the beginning stages, or maybe you've been doing content marketing for a while. One of the best ways to growth hack, as much as I have a love-hate relationship with the word growth hack, how do you growth hack your content creation? You highlight other people. Every time I've ever started a new social media network, every time I've ever tried something new like blogging or video, one of the ways I've grown my audience quickly and really efficiently is I've highlighted other people. So I think about my good friend Melanie Pichet. Scott Stratton mentioned her this morning. She's in Toronto, and he talked about, you guys all see Scott this morning? It was fantastic, right? He talked about how she did 30 videos in 30 days. Talk about 10xing her content, right? And she did this, where she's highlighting other people in her community. Because guess what? Those people, they love that. They love that recognition. They're sharing that with their audience. And that's how you 10x and you growth hack, is you look around and you go, who could I highlight? Every week. We're going to have a show once a week, and who are we going to highlight for the next 52 weeks in our community, in our neighborhood, in our office, and make people feel really awesome. And the byproduct of that is now you've got a lot of eyeballs and likes and traffic and engagement and business, which is always a positive thing. Snackable content. I'm a big believer in snackable content. So you're creating this pillar content, you've got your resources, you're making ebooks and Facebook Lives and videos. Snackable content makes a big, big difference also. And all that means is just taking that big piece of content and breaking it down into little bite-sized pieces. So a quick example. Earlier this year, I published a book. Very blessed in the sense that we've had a number of 5-star reviews. We have over 60 5-star reviews. I took that as a moment of opportunity to create some snackable content. So we took each one of those 60 5-star reviews and we turned them into Instagram posts. And now I have 60 pieces of snackable content. Now, I'm not going to post that every day for 60 days. I'm not going to be that person. But using something like this, and I imagine how many of you have 5-star reviews on Zillow, on Trulia, on Realtor.com, and how can you create that snackable content? So just a quick example. One of the ways that I do that, I use 2 apps all the time for snackable content, Canva and WordSwag. I swear I should probably get paid by both those companies because I'm always talking about them, but both of them are fantastic tools. There's a free version, there's a paid version. A lot of this slide deck was created in Canva and WordSwag. There's also a great app called Together. If you heard my talk a couple days ago, you heard me talk about Together. Together is a video app. Earlier this summer, my 9-year-old, my 6-year-old, all of us and my husband, we went on a glamping trip to Pismo. Yes, glamping, not camping, and Pismo Beach here in California. And my 9-year-old said, "I want to create a vlog, Mommy. I want to be on YouTube." I thought, you want to do what? He's been hanging around me too much, right? So we did it. We created a vlog, and over the course of the next few days, created a Lance family channel. You can check us out on YouTube, of course, if you'd like. But we used the app together, and I feel like, you know what? If my 9-year-old can create a vlog in an hour using an app like that, us in real estate, right? We can all do it. So together is a fantastic app for that. I have a few more minutes, so I'm talking fast here. So far, so good? Yeah, are we fired up? Okay, good. So the gold is in your email list. It's not enough, sorry to say, to just blog or video or be on Facebook. If you're not building an email list, you're missing out on a golden opportunity, right? Because as much as I love Facebook, who knows how long it'll be around for? They've got a good track record, so chances are they will be around for a while, but who knows? Same thing with Snapchat, Twitter. You don't put all your eggs in the basket of the platform. You create the content on your own platform, and an email list. Email is not sexy, right? We all get inundated with email, but an email list where you're putting out really valuable content is so incredible. I have to tell you guys, when I first started my company 5 years ago, we started an email newsletter. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that I wanted to put out an email newsletter. We had a few dozen people on our email list. I remember sending an email out and saying, okay, well, I think maybe Saturday would be a good day. Sure, that's a great day, right? You fake it till you make it. You don't know what you're doing. You just do it. And we've been doing that Saturday email newsletter now for close to 5 years. And the funny thing is every conference, every time I'm speaking, I run into people, invariably, there's always a handful of people that are like, I love that email list. I love your email newsletter. Every Saturday morning, I open it up, I'm reading it with my coffee, and I think to myself, really? Just an email, right? But it's that consistency, right? And we've been able to grow that email list from a couple dozen to more than 30,000 people in this industry who've raised their hand and said, yes, send me really good information. I want to be on your list. And I'm not talking about email where you're sending out IDX information. I'm talking about providing really great content, right? And being that digital mayor, being that voice in your local area. So valuable. A couple other tools to use, MailChimp. We use MailChimp for years and years, especially if you're in the beginning stages of email marketing. MailChimp is fantastic. It's easy to use. They've got a great mobile app. You can test to see what your email looks like on your phone. By the way, do that. You guys know when you get an email, right, and it looks terrible on the phone, you got to do this pinching and zooming, and then you just delete it because you can't read it. Test your emails on phones. BombBomb's a great tool. We've heard about BombBomb for years, video email marketing. Infusionsoft is a great tool as well. It's a little confusing. It's also known as Confusionsoft. But we upgraded to Infusionsoft last year, and it's made a huge difference for us to be able to do sales funnels, to really segment our lists. So instead of, again, the spray and pray, being able to segment it into different people that we really want to target. So lots of great tools that are out there. Creating a media company, a quick example here. A good friend of mine, Kelly Scarr, he is out in Calgary, and he has said, we are not just a real estate brokerage, we've created a media company. And if you're looking for a great example of a brokerage that is doing everything I'm talking about, go look up Kelly Scarr and go look up what he's doing. He's a fantastic example of 10xing his content. They do podcasts, video series. They've got a video series for agents, for consumers. They do email. They do quarterly mini conferences because, hey, as much as all this is great, this face-to-face is even better. That face-to-face is huge for his company. And so they have a real multi-layered approach with their podcast, with their videos on Facebook, their videos on YouTube. They do more than I can even put up in 2 slides, so definitely go ahead and Google them. Like I said, they're up in the Calgary area. What does your content and social media team look like? I mentioned this in another talk earlier today, but I wanted to throw this in really quick. If you are a broker owner, you can't just have one person that is managing everything and creating all your video and doing all your blogs and everything. In 2017, I know it's not the popular answer, but it's really important to invest in having the right resources and the right team. So that could mean a social media manager. It could be a video editor, a content manager, a blogger, a copywriter, a social media trainer to train all of your agents who are asking about social media. It doesn't mean these have to be full-time employees. Some of these could be freelancers or independent contractors, but getting the right people in place, even if you're an individual agent, having a VA or someone who can help you a few hours a week. There's so many talented people out there where you share your knowledge, what's up here, and then they can make it look pretty. They can polish it up, right, with the grammar and the editing and all that good stuff. So having the right team in place. What type of media company will you become? right? I know media's been talked a lot about this whole week at Inman, but I really encourage you as you leave here today, think about what type of content can you create. And I would also challenge you to challenge yourself. If you have had this fear of video, just do it, right? As a good friend of mine told me way back in the day, she said, Katie, this is how you look and this is how you sound. So you need to get over it. And it's the same thing for Facebook Live, for video. That's just how we connect, is through that. So that's really important. What type of media company will you become? Don't give up too soon. You know, so many people give up too early, right? You've been doing video for a year. You've been doing blogging for 2 years. You're right there, right? I want to say this so many times. I see brokerages and agents who are putting in this time. They're like, I'm not getting any return. But it's like going up a mountain, and you're right up at the top. And then you get to the top, and it's smooth sailing all the way down. So don't give up too soon. Start now. I know it's the middle of the year, but start now. And then a year from now, at Connect, I want you to come up to me and say, I saw you, and this is what I did. And I know I'm running out of time. I'm sorry, I'm almost done. I had a good friend of mine. She's also part of our academy, Barb Zuckerwise. I don't know if she's here in the audience. She's with Caldwell Banker in Northern California. She's a great example of somebody who was not on social media. A year ago, she wasn't on anything. She is on Facebook. She's done everything we're talking about right here, and it's affected her business in so many ways because she just started, and she jumped in and started with a personal profile and a business page and then everything else we're talking about. So you got to just start. Everything I talked about, I've got my slides available, not just for this talk, but for all the talks I've given here at Inman. If you go to katielance.com/ICSF, you can see all my slides. I've got some downloads, all my notes, all the good stuff. It's for you guys. I'll be in the back of the room if you have any questions. Thank you so much.